Hey everyone, I want to do a relatively quick video about creatine, how to mix it up, what's the best type of creatine, and what are the alternatives, okay? So, creatine's been popular for many years. We used to use it a lot in the gym. Back then, I think the problem with it was people really didn't know how to dose it well, and it was perceived more as a bodybuilding adjunct. What it really is for is to help mitochondria produce energy. Now, we're going to have separate videos talking about how important that is for the aging process, etc., and how it can help prevent and make better cognitive dysfunction diseases, perhaps even Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. All this is being actively studied, okay? But back then, we were taking way too much for bodybuilding needs, 20 grams a day. Not that that was harmful, but that was what's called a front load approach. So we would jump on the 20 grams, do it for 5 days, and you definitely got stronger, you had more energy. But the problem is you got bloated feeling, both in your gut and in your muscles, water retention. So most of us didn't really want to stay on it. A lot of science has been accumulated since then. I'm talking the past 20 years and more recently the past 5 years. And what's popularized it more recently is there have been studies coming out now, albeit not enough, quite frankly, that are suggesting that creatine has a role in either the prevention of neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's disease, etc., and other so-called diseases of aging, okay? And again, those are topics, the details of which are for different videos. This video, I want to just talk about creatine a little bit and show you how to mix it up, okay? So, forms of creatine. Creatine monohydrate is the form you want to use. Why? It's the most studied. It's the most stable. You're going to hear people say, oh, I used a esterified creatine. Well, that sounds good and it raises the price, but esterification is probably an impressive sounding word, but your body does it very easily. Their point would be, well, if it's not esterified, it's not crossing the blood-brain barrier. Many studies have shown that creatine monohydrate crosses the blood-brain barrier, so to speak, and gets into the brain cells where it needs to be. Okay, you'll hear about liquid creatine. I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. Liquid creatine breaks down. It breaks down both in the container it's in, and it breaks down very quickly when it hits your stomach acid. Okay, so there are many forms out there. There's an alkaline form of creatine that they say it's more stable because it resists, degradation. It's just not true. Again, monohydrate's the way to go. As far as dosing, like I said in the open of this video, 20 grams is way too much. 5 grams a day is a good basic starting amount. And for people that actively work out, I'll tell you my regimen at the end of this, they should do 5 grams twice a day, okay? So first, just one more thing about why isn't it studied that much? Well, as everybody probably knows, listen to this, studies are sponsored mostly by pharmaceutical companies. If you're the CEO of a pharmaceutical company, you have very little interest in bringing an inexpensive product like this to the market that you're going to spend millions of dollars studying that might replace one of your drugs, okay? When I started in medical school 43 years ago now, the treatment for Parkinson's, for example, was a drug called Sinemet. 43 years later, the treatment for Parkinson's is a drug called Sinemet. I'm sorry, that's pretty bad. We should be more advanced by then. I'm not saying there's anything nefarious going on there, etc., but you have to do more research on your own. And that's partly why I'm putting this video out there, okay? So as far as the studies that are out there, what I tried to do here is just show that, every study that doctors are involved in, they have to put their pharmaceutical ties to. And there's one. So there's just one name I'm pointing to, right? Look at all the pharmaceutical companies this person gets some type of payment or connection with. That's a lot, okay? That's one of the studies when they studied creatine use with Parkinson's disease. Here's another one, Dr. Hauser, that name happens to be. That's the name. These are all the interests these people have in mostly pharmaceutical companies, okay? So that was from, these were researchers from a 2015 study that did use creatine in a big study to see if it was effective in Parkinson's disease. And the conclusion by these researchers were that it didn't hurt, but it didn't help. So be that as it may, let me just show you how to mix up creatine. It's real easy, okay? This is our creatine monohydrate product, okay? With each scoop of this, it's got pure 5 grams of creatine. All right? Now, what I do, I'll tell you my exact method. In the morning, I have a glass of water like this in a separate glass. I've already taken out in a scoop the creatine. So this is 1 scoop of creatine monohydrate. Here's what I do. First, I put a little bit of water in the glass. So if you dump just the powder in there, it's going to be harder to mix. Then I put the powder in. Try to get most of it in the cup. And then what I do is I take a fork. Take a fork like this, and I move around. Now, it's just enough water so that it starts getting mixed well, okay? And you can see it's very mixable. I mean, I've done a few swirls, and it's already like 90% mixed. Then what I do, though, is because I also take arginine. Arginine is an amino acid that's safe for everybody to take. Why do I take it? Because it helps your body promote natural growth hormone secretion. It also is what's called a vasodilator. It relaxes blood vessels. It's very good before a workout, right? We have different forms of it. This is arginine 7000. This is more of a pre-workout called Excel. But the bottom line is, these two mix very well together. I've already taken that scoop out of arginine 7000, and I just put that in there as well. And then I put just a little more water in first. Why? I want to first mix it relatively concentrated like this, okay? Then after just a few more swirls, I'll just pour the rest of the water in, okay? Now, it's mixed. I mean, you can see this is ready for drinking. No blender, nothing else in there. Then I just drink it relatively quickly. A little messy there, but you get the point. What's happening right now is that my bloodstream is getting a nice rush of arginine and creatine together. So everybody should be on this. My specific regimen is I take just what I showed you, a 5-gram scoop of the creatine with a 7-gram scoop of arginine earlier in the day. When I go to bed at night, I take just 1 scoop, an extra scoop now, this is my 2nd scoop, of creatine. Why? Because remember, when we go to bed at night, that's when our bodies and brains doing all the repair work. I want high levels of creatine, and just translate the word creatine to cell energy, so that my brain has it to do everything it's got to do to repair damage and get ready for the next day, so to speak.